Last year, James Charles was cancelled, smeared, and publicly humiliated in front of tens of millions of internet users. As we approach the 1-year anniversary of this significant YouTube event, one of his main detractors has come under fire, and this person is not happy with the coverage he is receiving. Hello, welcome to a PNN Special Report. I'm your host Jack, or as you may know me, BWC. In today's show, we're going to explore the recent noise coming from the elite YouTube community. Jeffree Star, the multi-million follower, former singer, mega makeup mogul, has caused quite a fuss in the tea and drama communities as revelations of his past comments and actions have been brought to light. Most notably his involvement with the electronic music group Blood on the Dance Floor in the early 2010s, but specifically his relationship with one of the members, Dahvie Vanity, who has become a prime topic for these communities. Dahvie Vanity, real name Jesus David Torres, is the last standing member of the group, which he had founded in 2007. Torres has been in the news recently for not so family friendly things. According to the Huffington Post, 21 women have come forward with allegations against him for inappropriate conduct and sexual assault. The Post says he has yet to face any legal action from any of the women and also does not have a criminal record to date. It is also unknown if any criminal investigation is underway or if any of the women have made formal police complaints against Torres. The surfacing of these allegations led to many commentary, drama and tea channels rushing to break the story. However, amongst all of the coverage, one person was found to have been involved with Dahvie Vanity and had also made public statements seemingly incriminating the Blood on the Dance Floor member. In 2010, Jeffree Star released a number of tweets alleging Vanity had conducted illegal activity with underage girls. I'm gonna speak the truth till I die. We saw Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel rooms and do sexual things. In following tweets, Star described Vanity as a sicko, child fiddler, pig, and the lowest worthless scum he had ever met. He went on to state if anyone supported Dahvie to unfollow him because they are allegedly supporting child molestation. These tweets alone make for some very interesting reading and are also quite damning considering the allegations made now and footage which has recently emerged. But 3 years later, Star had seemingly changed his mind, tweeting his support for the music group and claiming he loved Vanity like a brother. According to a tweet by an account that appears to be Vanity himself, Star had apologised for making false accusations to his face. This change of heart and backtracking on his own observations didn't sit well with many creators, and they questioned where Star's morality lies. 3 creators, Creepshow Art, Tamimi and Spillsesh, were confused as to why Star would say he had personally seen illegal acts take place, but still continued to work with Vanity. They each released videos amassing a total of over 800,000 views discussing the situation and adding a comment on the questionable nature of Jeffree Star's behaviour. Working with someone after you have alleged that you saw them commit a criminal act is morally dubious at best, and it led these creators to consider that maybe it was financial motivation that led to these backtracking of his statements. It's also worth noting that these videos have come out nearly a year to the date of Jeffree Star's accusations against James Charles, where he joined in on the cancellation campaign by Tati Westbrook against the young makeup artist. After Tati had released her Bye Sister video, Star had alleged that James Charles was a danger to society, said everything Tati had said was true, and branded James a predator. However, after James Charles had released his full response to the allegations, Jeffree Star backed down on his statements, which raised the question of whether he was telling the truth or whether he was lying. People also picked up on the similarity of Jeffree's past behaviour with a recent tweet Jeffree had sent to James Charles, praising him for his collaboration with TikTok sensation Charli D'Amelio. This again raised questions of where Jeffree stands with his own allegations, and commentators have suggested that this will put his reputation and the reputation of any potential victims into disrepute. Now, over the past week, Jeffree has responded to the comments made by the communities calling him out, and has also addressed the information surrounding his name and the Dahvie Vanity allegations. Jeffree tweeted, "It's scary how sometimes nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining." This tweet was most likely in reference to the people criticizing him for his past comments and actions, as well as his part in the Dahvie Vanity story. As is the way with most alleged internet predator stories these days, Jeffree was invited to have a seat to discuss his side of the story. He took part in 2 recorded interviews, one with Chris Hansen and the other on Mum's Basement, hosted by Keemstar, FaZe Banks and colossal is crazy. From both interviews, Jeffree claims that his comments were inaccurate and he had not actually witnessed any illegal activity, but rather some inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that I don't have anything to report. If I actually saw and witnessed something, he would be rotting in jail this very moment. But I never saw anything besides inappropriate behavior. Like the things on stage at that time were not very crazy. Looking back, it's very wrong, you know, but I never witnessed anything that could be used as evidence. And I think somehow people think I do, and I'm not saying it.
I told them that I saw inappropriate things, and people are taking that and running with it. Like, well, if you saw inappropriate things, you should have told some. No, I'm talking about like when you're dancing on stage. Yeah, you grind on people, you slap their ass. It was all part of the show. But when you tell someone that doesn't understand the rock world or that world, they take even what I'm saying right now out of context.
Yeah. He went on to say his tweets regarding Dahvie vanity were not actually his own personal opinion. Instead, he echoed the allegations made by third parties who he believed, and then decided to also publish them on his own Twitter.
Today is that you never ever saw him commit statutory rape. Ever.
No, 100% not. I've never seen a sexual crime in person ever. And it's offensive that people would suggest that. But I get that my tweets are very misconstrued. They're loud and they seem a certain way.
Let me read the tweet that people are getting hung up on. Okay, so it's an old tweet from you, Jeffree, that says, I'm going to speak the truth until I die. We saw Dahvie bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things 100%. So that's the thing where they're like,
yes,
he saw. Yeah.
Was that you assuming that happened?
No, that's people in the music scene telling me and me speaking for them.
Okay.
Did I see with my own eyes? No.
He then says he didn't make that much money working with Dahvie and his group, as he claims that it is quite expensive to run tours.
Like, myth that somehow I worked with Dahvie again for financial stability. Chris, when you tour and have a tour bus, that stuff is so expensive. I left that tour with really not any money. So for people to think that I did anything financial to work with them again, it's an actual joke.
Finally, he takes a dig at the people criticizing him for his past actions, accusing them of making money from the drama surrounding him, and also for not donating to the alleged victims. He says this as he sits there in his 25,000-foot mansion.
I've seen a lot of videos on it, and they are, a lot of them it seems like they're trying to send a lot of hate to Jeffree, which the focus should be on this other guy. Like, it really should be. But you know, it is what it is, you know. The algorithm, you know, YouTube, people need those views.
They do, and they need to pay their rent, but they're not donating any of the money to the victims, to any lawyers to help them. They're pocketing it all, and that's what they're mad about that I'm mentioning.
From these interviews, it's clear that Jeffree has tiptoed around most of the major criticism and deflected it onto his critics. The interviews themselves were scrutinized by many for being too light and more of a friendly chat, rather than getting to the facts of the allegations and his involvement. It might be argued how strange it is that Star went on Hansen to talk about his experience with Dahvie vanity, but spent a good half of the show defending arguments made against him. For some, this came across as an interview about Jeffree Star, rather than the alleged predator which Hansen was targeting. As such, the creators who were calling him out were not very happy with his answers, as well as the fact he verbally assaulted their integrity in front of thousands of viewers. We reached out to one of these creators for a comment on Jeffree Star's interview displays, and Creepshow Art came out swinging. With regards to the clarity and consistency of Jeffree's story, she said this: I don't think he offered clarity. I mean, in both of the interviews about the subject, he turned around and said different things. First, he said he saw these 3 ways with Dahvie and mums and daughters, and then he just heard about it. Then he said it was just a rumor that people heard, and then he said he had a reliable statement that he used to base his initial tweet from. He never talked about how his assistant, Daniel Lucas, also stated he witnessed things and how he was referring to those two together. I think the entire story is missing and he is pussyfooting around the subject. In reality, the question is, why did you say you saw something you didn't? His answer was he trusted someone who said they saw it. Who said it? Was it the victim who came forward at that time who claims you saw them that you later made fun of? Was it the people over on Sticky Drama who had posted evidence that Dahvie had admitted to forcing himself on a minor? Who? He has lied multiple times in the story. It's hard to pin anything down because he will say this is a conspiracy and we're just spinning a narrative, but won't acknowledge that he straight up said he witnessed a crime and fabricated that situation, which is terrible. It's just insane to me that he is doing this and getting away with it. In response to Jeffree's accusations about channels making money from this situation, she said, "I would respond first by saying someone making money out of signal boosting a topic like a billionaire supporting multiple rapists is blatant deflection and is bullshit. It's a dumbass tactic that makes no sense. Secondly, my videos on Dahvie and in turn Jeffree's involvement have been demonetized and haven't made the money he likes to say they have, so that argument is weak. I would also like to state that if his message is that anyone making money on this situation is invalid, then that would include Chris Hansen, who is getting $100 donations during his streams that are addressed to victims. That surely isn't going there. So his response of, "You guys are making money," fall the fuck apart with that. He also messaged drama channels asking them to make supportive videos for him about this situation, which they would have made money on, so what's the difference? Oh, it's that he is mad that people are talking about his actions and the bullshit he has done. The issue for me isn't about making money, it's about predators and talking about the people like Jay and Jeffree that let them get away with it. PNN has reached out to Jeffree for a comment, however he has yet to respond. So it's very clear that tensions are quite high and both sides of the argument are rather unhappy. What comes next is yet to be seen, however when the news does break, we will keep you in the loop. So if you enjoyed today's video, hitting that like button would be much appreciated, and whilst you're down there you may as well hit that subscribe button and also turn on the notifications. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest news and discussion, you should join our Discord server. The link is https://www.discord.io/Pescatore, or you can just go to the description and click that link. We'll see you soon in another video, and don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting things to come. From myself and the team at PNN, goodbye.